Space weather forecast. Date January 22, 2014. Prepared jointly by the U.S. Department of Commerce, NOAA, Space Weather Prediction Center and the U.S. Air Force. Updated 2014 January 22, 2200 hours UTC. Joint U.S. Air Force NOAA Solar Geophysical Activity Report and Forecast, SDF number 22 issued at 2200 hours UTC on January 22, 2014. Analysis of solar active regions and activity from January 21, 2100 hours UTC to January 22, 2100 hours UTC. Solar activity has been at low levels for the past 24 hours. The largest solar event of the period was a C1 event observed at January 22, 1905 UTC from region 1955, S14W18. There are currently 10 numbered sunspot regions on the disk. Geophysical activity summary January 21, 2100 hours UTC to January 22, 2100 hours UTC. The geomagnetic field has been at quiet to unsettled levels for the past 24 hours. Solar wind speed, as measured by the ACE spacecraft, reached a peak speed of 629 km per second at January 22, 7:44 UTC. Total IMF reached 11 NT at January 21, 2121 UTC. The maximum southward component of BZ reached -6 NT at January 22, 2009 UTC. Geophysical activity forecast. The geomagnetic field is expected to be at quiet to unsettled levels on January 23 and quiet levels on January 24, January 25. Solar activity forecast. Solar activity is expected to be low with a chance for M-class flares on January 23, January 24, January 25. Space weather forecast by Australian Bureau of Meteorology. Active region 1963 located near the eastern limb of the solar disk produced a long-duration C3.6 class X-ray flare peaking at 2249 UTC on January 20. A halo coronal mass ejection, CME, was observed to leave the eastern limb in association with this event. The bulk of this CME is not earthward directed, but the Enlil solar wind model predicts the edge of the CME will impact Earth on January 23. A minor geomagnetic storm is possible and auroras may become visible from the southern coast of Tasmania on the evening of January 23, assuming the CME arrives as predicted. Solar activity is expected to remain low today, but there is a good chance of an M-class solar flare during the next 3 days. Geomagnetic conditions are expected to be quiet to unsettled during January 22, due to faster coronal hole flows. Ionospheric support for HF radio communication is expected to soften today, but the multi-day outlook is for enhanced to strongly enhanced conditions.